And we have to continue focusing on some of the big stories that are dominating headlines, and one of them is, of course, the EFF story. It's all systems go for the party's third People's Assembly, which is taking place in Nasrec, Johannesburg, Gauteng, over the next 3 days. SABC News reporter Samkele Maseko is out and about there. He's covering this story for us, and let's cross over to him now again. Samkele?
Indeed, Leanne, the stage has been set here at the Nasrec Expo Center. You can see the podium where the leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, Julius Malema, will deliver the opening address, the political report to this particular third National People's Assembly of the Economic Freedom Fighters. As usual, the ground force, the Secretary General of the EFF, Marshal Dlamini, is also here marshalling the EFF staff in anticipation and getting ready for that opening address, an open session of this third National People's Assembly. But I am with the Western Cape Provincial Treasurer, Aisha. You are here?
I am here. Lots of hype, lots of excitement around the third National People's Assembly.
As the Western Cape, what are your main critical points, particularly that you are going to be advancing in the commissions at this third National People's Assembly?
Samkele, in the Western Cape, we have lots of challenges there. Just recently, SAP's released and the provincial legislature released a report that says out of 8,000 drug dens in the Western Cape, only 200 has been shut down by SAPs. That's one of the main issues that we'll be tackling at this conference this weekend: drugs and gangsterism, landlessness, homelessness, among other issues that we are struggling with in the Western Cape.
Look, on a policy perspective for the Western Cape, what are some of the critical points, particularly around land, largely agrarian province? What are some of your main points that you'll be pushing across in the commissions that we'll be having later on tomorrow?
Like I've mentioned, if I speak on the point of the Western Cape, you'll know that there are thousands and thousands of people on a waiting list for more than 30 years. Land needs to be released. There is land available in the Western Cape, but it's not being released to our people. So those are some of the issues that we're going to be focusing, how to push so that land can be released to those in need, specifically poor black people in the Western Cape.
In the legislature, what are some of the bottlenecks that you are finding that the DA-led government and legislature is stopping, particularly when it comes to land restitution and going about in the economic emancipation of those who stay in Khayelitsha, Kukule to District 6 and some of the various informal settlements and townships within the Western Cape?
As you have known, there's been lately lots of evictions in the Western Cape, especially in poor areas where people are being removed from their homes. The waiting list is also an issue there. We've tried to push, since we entered the legislature, for the Western Cape legislature to release the list of available land in the province, not only in the hands of the province, but also nationally. And in this way, we'll be able to see and push those in need to those specific spaces in terms of land.
On the leadership question, what kind of leadership would you like to see as the Western Cape come out of this third People's National Assembly?
Like I've mentioned, there's lots of excitement and hype by the delegates from the Western Cape side of view. We have all showed up in numbers. We have successfully registered and we booked into hotels. In terms of the leadership, we will decide here today. Those things are still being discussed. It is a conference. We're here to elect our leadership. We're also here to not only elect leadership, but to be part of discussions that will pave the way forward for the organization for the next term.
Thank you very much, Aisha. That is the EFF's Provincial Treasurer and MPR within the Western Cape. I'm just going to ask my colleague Tula Monare, or in the next one, we will definitely try and get the Secretary General of the EFF, Marshal Dlamini, who is on the podium. We will speak to him on the state of readiness for the opening address. We also did see Godrich Gadi, who is rumored and speculated to be contesting for the deputy presidency position of the Economic Freedom Fighters. In fact, I will try, and I'm not sure if we have time, I will try and ask Tula Monare just to take his camera off the tripod, just so that we can get a word from Godrich Gadi. He is coming in here. We are just going to grab that particular doorstop of Godrich Gadi before we pay our bills and link to the ad break to pay those particular bills. I'm just going to ask my colleague Tula Monare just to follow me. There you can see the man from Mpumalanga, whom Colin Sidibe says they are arrogantly so supporting him for the position of deputy president. He always has a tendency of running away. Mr. Godrich Gadi, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, and how are you?
Are you contesting DP?
We are here in the conference now. We're trying to get everybody inside.
Are you contesting as deputy president of the EFF?
No comment.
Why are you saying no comment? Are you contesting Gadi?
The question will be asked by the IEC to them, whosoever is nominated. It has got nothing to do with me.
So when the IEC asks you if you are available, will you say yes or no?
They are competent to receive the answer, not you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cottridge Kadi. That is a Cottridge Kadi. They're very mum on whether he will contest or not. But I was on a flight with him earlier this year on the anniversary of the EFF to the Northern Cape. And he said to me, he's the former SG of the EFF. He would want to be remembered as the former SG of the EFF. But as you know, in politics, there are no permanent friends, there are no permanent enemies. And politics is always forever evolving. So, will he be contesting as DP or not? He has not refuted, which means it's all up in the air and there for you to intercept that he may accept when the branches nominate him. He's never declined any nomination from the EFF when he's asked to step forward. Let's pay our bills.